I was now for Mamuna, Aju, UTV so, and the Omeyimu, any Amakudros in some Ayensa, Kanyabua Buanono, and no, and Edu Swaya de Ebremo, Efri Abeka Junction, Ewo, and Crackle Poimu. Now, this way to collect drink a studio here, and it is to share special ice, and you see more day, and more air project, and after special drinks, and you see Muguado, Dopebiano, will be at the amount, and you may call any Afro and Kayana Akambum, as you are seeing ID and make us a bon Ebremo Sanso, and a DSTV channel. 360 Kasebono yecha egusuo na diebedi emu akutini bi enie Zebula mrashibedwani ede atu edwase eye owura Haruna Idrusu odaso a eye edom kuman ewo mrashibedwani wonom eba no deni
na onmonyafo mutaka so akasa dia tudwase enye no kreda se yoma sutre se eye sakraye ewo mrashibedwamu don kuman afem
Sanso ena edom kuma ewo mrashe bedwafie wo ba no dani foforo kro mu enya ne Dr. Atoforsen what they atudwa say NDC amanyokuo no wonu mu nyina behia mekire eye MPs no mu nyina behia members nyina so kan ho bie no ma hwe kwampo befa so aboa ma menti wonse ne wantwi be ko mu ntam no wo mu atumi asiesie eyi ade afiri ho no
na pension scheme hyehyeye bi mpenifo ye ma chechefo ne hu sika mayo no mu kyerem se saban antwi a won betu amhofo
Sanso ena African Prosperity Dialogue ati say ekoso mampanyi abedi akire ewo asiebie no wakasa de ato abibiman akandifo nyanim se ebre aso eso obia na adwen se oye ne fam de ade aboa ama adwadie papa atumi akoso ewa bibifo entem
ye bekotafo asante mantima baya resabia ne esi baabi e ma bekọ awo na ye nsinwie ye ntienam so ama ahemfo no akasa wo ho
I was for way any ensembia ebi account na editie na edihwe ene aso no sokogia ye de ebramo e wo UTV so e wo enkran abeka junction bitin e de afia e de twumwa losan mini
akua ajewa akodi
Africa sebono emu ensam enie Zebula mrashibedwani onunyafo Cletus Avoka wakasa memu no de atodwa se eye edom kuma ai wo mrashibedwafie kane wo mo ba no dani ana odano eye Haruna Idrusu asese de NDC amanyoko no e de krata akọ se wo mu anya nipa hofro wa behye na 90 ayi no e de afri hodom no onunyafo Avoka e de atodwa se Haruna Idrusu wadaso a eye minority leader ewo mrashe bedwafie no nti NDC fo nyina emfa nhwe mu tirimu esa wo se krata NDC mpanyufo tro ya wonom etoma ne ye speaker of parliament no ententam enyina sisi ameka se kra mrashe bedwafo wo mo ewa ahomgie mu nti no se sa eye krata ne betumi aye adwuma dia wo se gisem mrashe bedwafo wo mo ehye asetena se na fi speaker no akenkan ema wobia etibi wo mrashe bedwafie ho no mo gitum anye sa pa dia enya dia sa eye letter na wo de yi Haruna Idrusu afiri ho no ebetimi aye adwuma sisi ameka se de ononyafo Avoka ka ne se Haruna Idrusu edaso eye minority leader ewo mrashe bedwafie
confidence in our national executive and we respect them as such. But a few days ago, our attention has been drawn to a letter addressed to the Speaker of Parliament indicating that the leadership of the minority caucus has been reshuffled. We are on recess by the Speaker's invitation. We are returning on the 7th of February 2023. So we are not yet in the House. But because of the exigencies of this situation, that is why some of us have rushed back to be able to participate in this. Against that background too, is this when the Speaker reads the letter to Parliament, the letter he has received from the Secretary of the party that indicating the reshuffle, it is when that letter is read to members of the House that it can take effect. As at now, we are on recess, we are not there. So as far as we are concerned, the current leaders of the House, Honorable Haruna Idrusu Muntaka and co are deemed to still be in office. Now, the purpose of this press conference, as I've indicated, is to try to maintain cohesion in the party, is to try to ensure that we remain as a body, that we still are an appealing group to the Ghanaian populace, and that they should trust us for December 2024. So our petition is going to the Council of Elders of the NDC. We are petitioning the Council of Elders of the NDC with a copy to the National Executive, with a copy to the Speaker of Parliament, and a copy of the said petition to the former flag bearer, Honorable John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The basis for our petition is a prayer to suspend the reshuffle indicated by the National Executive of the party until such time, signed by the General Secretary of the party. The petition is signed by the General Secretary of the party. The basis of our petition is to appeal to them to suspend the suspension exercise until such time that there's a holistic meeting of stakeholders and consultation before we take a decision. We are saying so against the backdrop that the National Executive Committee of the party a few weeks ago decided that all appointees in the party and in Parliament should remain in office until after we have concluded the parliamentary primaries and the flag bearer primaries on the 13th of May this year. That all office holders and appointees should remain in office until the primaries are over. We are therefore surprised that the primaries are not yet taken place, they are not yet over, and a reshuffle is hitting the caucus of Parliament. We think that that is premature. We have also investigated and discovered that the Functional Executive Committee, FEC, and the National Executive Committee, NEC, including the Council of Elders, did not have a formal meeting to take a decision on this matter. And then, of course, the caucus as a body was not consulted on this matter. And we think that that is quite not well in place. It is against the backdrop of this that we are humbly appealing to the National Executive of the party that they should suspend their current action and let the current officers, Haruna and his team, remain in office until such time that the primaries are over and we have a holistic stakeholder consultation before we decide on the way forward.
Na aswase mrashebedwani akane na onu na akomrashebedwamu a wotia Edom Kumano eye onumunyamfo Muntaka Mubarak na wakasa edi atodwasa ne bonyu sokra ewo sakraya NDC amayukoni penifo aye ewo mrashebedwam ba no dafo no enem eno ewo Edom Kumano afamu ochema no se enye no kreda no manhia baabi akrompo anka ho asem enhyiam dudu omo eyoye no na sa asem no enim enti so bi gina baabi kire se omo enim penifo gina aye meeting bia na nipa kro no woboa.
Saying that the letters that were issued were not the decision of the party. Our party as NDC has about 4 decision-making group structures. First, the Congress, where all delegates meet to take decision. Second is the National Executive Committee, that's NEC. And then third is the Functional Executive Committee. It is when this group take decision, then you get the General Secretary and the principal officers implement. Then we also have the Council of Elders, even though our constitution says that they are advisory. Sometimes, periodically, they also give directions and then the party tries to implement. We are firm, but I serve as on FEC, I serve on NEC, I go to Council of Elders as an observer, and are also on the political committee as an observer. Congress, all of us as members of Parliament are members of Congress. And the minority leader is also on all these levels. At no such meeting was there any agenda to discuss this. So it is clear that it is a letter, yes, written by the General Secretary, but the decision may be just the decision of some few people in the party. And we believe that our party should sit up, because Article 55 of the 1992 Constitution is very clear. It says that everything that we do must follow democratic principles. So we want to urge the General Secretary, and the most shocking part of it is that we were never consulted. I mean, I heard some of the officers saying that some elders were sent to talk to us. I'll be very happy to be mentioned which elder was sent to me to talk to me, because nobody spoke to me. And without casting any insinuation and also creating doubt on the capability of our colleagues, Honorable Atuforsen Honorable Kwame Abuja, and Honorable Amako Fibua. These are our colleagues. I mean, we've been working very closely together, those of you who report from this house. And myself, Honorable Abeji, and the leader himself, Honorable Abeji, we will have to be grateful to this caucus. Any day they decide that, oh, we've had enough of you, maybe we want to change direction, we want to change energy, we want to change team, we will be thankful for the opportunity given us. Because how were we put into office? I'll just recap. In 2021, the party led by the then national chairman, Honorable Ofosu Ampofo, and the general secretary came to our caucus meeting. They came and the names were sealed, so suggested names. And I remember very well, the first question they asked the general caucus was, do you want to retain your leadership or you want to change them? And there was a row, applause, that no, we want to maintain them. Even that, they said they wanted to be sure, because there were some other names that were also coming up. Each regional caucus was asked to go back and having the names that had come up, consider what their choice, seal it in an envelope and give it to the national party, which is exactly what happened. So it was taken to the political committee, it was summarized, and then there was another caucus meeting to announce the decision from the various 16 regional caucuses. I want to say that this is consultation, and this is the caucus electing its leaders. I'm sorry to say that you have youth organizers in our party, they meet to elect their leaders. Women organizers meet to elect their leaders. And it is shocking for parliamentarians to be told that leaders are choosing for them.
I was on 4 years to work as a bono so Bogatanga East Mashibe Jenny. I wanted Dr. Dominic Ayini Akasame Moon, no dia to just say Putu Prumu and Sanya Costo or minority Muno a yadia and ne amonyokono embrano mushayano a boy a bracacra one in some shop from Quachi Moon what was the two just say Sayano Wamuji to my Ensidan and a mukrampo and Nimu. Emukra and Shadanye do say and National Executive Committee are more equonimuno. 1 man Gian 2 man from standpoint Timuso and sa a yen Sayano. I shall say Yejuma.
As the minority chief has just indicated, the 1992 Constitution is a fundamental law of the land, and it provides in Article 55, I think clause 5, 4 and 5. That every political party must conduct its internal affairs in conformance with democratic principles.
As enshrined in the Constitution.
As enshrined in this Constitution. And so, I think the party constitution has not set out the processes and procedures for the appointment of leadership of parliament. There is a reliance on the study, which basically, defines the minority leader. And he says that the minority leader is the person designated by the party. Okay? So the word to designate is appoint, right? I mean, it means to appoint. Okay? But the standing orders do not also provide any procedure at all with respect to how you appoint the leadership. So the party has been relying on precedent. And I think that the minority chief, has outlined some of the procedures and processes that have been relied upon in the past. He told you about what happened in 2021, where regional caucuses were asked to go back and vote, and put their votes in sealed envelopes and sent to party head office for purposes of determining who became, the leader. Even that was after the party came and consulted us, and we unanimously said we wanted to retain the leadership. Now, as far as this letter that we are talking about is concerned, I mean, there has been no meeting whatsoever between the minority caucus and the party head office. No meeting whatsoever. So even if there was a meeting, for us to be able to say that we agree to the decision that you are taking, but these are our concerns, or we have no concerns at all, that is what we are calling for. Some of us think, and I'm not sitting here because of Muntaka. I am not sitting here because of Haruna Idrisu. In fact, I am not against Atufosin. Neither am I against Amabua. I'm not against Honorable Agoja. They are all my colleagues. But I'm here on the basis of principle. The principle of consultation which has been established, okay, by the party in the selection of parliamentary leadership cannot be abandoned, in this manner. And the fact that a letter written to Mr. Speaker by the General Secretary without the endorsement of FEC, without the endorsement of NEC, is dressed as a decision of the party. Now remember that I refer to orders, 7. It says designated by the party. That letter is not a letter of the party. And I'm saying that from a legal technical point of view, it is not a letter of the party. And so if there has to be a letter from the party, then there has to be a meeting of FEC. The matter has to be tabled and a decision taken, and the principal officers can then be told or instructed by FEC to implement that decision, to convey the decision to Mr. Speaker.
What Mrashebe Dwemuno Domkuma Banre Deni Dr. Atoforsen na one NDC empenifo akwako ye nhyiamu no achi no eno ne ensenjofo bon komo no wodi tudwa chechiri mu se ensema edi atwaguo ewo NDC amayeko no Mrashebe Dwemu akandifo nsakraye mu no akwako ye chinchine atwan wesise no omu enya abotere ombeka ama bibia ayadwuma wasi NDC amayeko no ejewa mu ma asomdwe nkabomu eni biakoye eno enti no de wo hyebo se wane kane empenifo ewo Mrashebe Dwemu no beka abom ayadwuma mfa ho eni de besi bia enti wose omu nkamom enya asomdwe na omunye adwuma no se ne se na efata.
I wish to use this opportunity again to thank the leadership of our great NDC party, who have placed their trust and confidence in me. I am also deeply grateful to our colleagues, the rank and file of our great party, the NDC, and the people of Ghana for their profound support and solidarity. I have held fruitful and positive conversation, in fact, frank conversation, with my senior brother, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu. I commended him for his admirable leadership and stewardship when he was granted the opportunity by our great party to lead us. As leader, it will be my duty to represent our collective goals in particular, with an unwavering dedication and most importantly, with high integrity. I have no doubt that with the support of the entire minority caucus in Parliament, we shall succeed. Our first responsibility is to unite the caucus, and that will be number 1 on the agenda. Things of this nature happens, but obviously there was the need for us to show leadership, and we will do just that. I will appeal to the rank and file of our great NDC party to keep calm. Members of Parliament are in good hands. We will work with them with due diligence. Obviously, we are not new in this house. I've been in this house for 14 years. I know the capabilities of all our colleagues. Some I met, some came to meet me. I have worked closely with most of our colleagues, and I can assure you that together we shall succeed. I wish to first of all send a message to the NPP that the people of Ghana are calling on them to downsize their government, to reflect the mood of the country. You are asking people to forgo their coupons or interest. You are asking the ordinary Ghanaian to sacrifice his payout. And so therefore, if His Excellency the President intends to reshuffle his government, let it be known that we in the NDC will not accept an attempt to increase the size of government.
And if the current size of his ministers increase by one, that one person may not receive our cooperation. We also wish to assure the people of Ghana that as part of our engagement with the Finance Committee and the Health Committee, we have agreed to do public hearing on the audit of the COVID-19 expenditure, public hearing, beginning on the 7th of February 2023. At that point, we will pay due diligence to the duties given to us as the people of Ghana.
I was now for year Ausianfo mo nyina kwa ba ebakase bonuso na yeto Yenya nintie se eyade a African Prosperity Dialogue ekoso ewo Safari Valley Resource eno wo edukrom eno ewo epoye mantem a omampanyi abedeche Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia wo asiebie nano eno akasa de ato abibiman akandifo nyina anim se obia emoa enye ne fam de ema adwadie mu odene pa entumi enkoso wa bibifo entem na no betumi aboa apagya abibiman ama obia nso eho etumi ato no.
Like the vision of our forebears, the African Continental Free Trade Area has set the stage for Africa's industrialization drive. But it will take concrete, strategic actions by governments and businesses on the continent, the right mix of policies, a greater sense of purpose for more robust intra-African trade to happen, to support economic diversification and the much-needed industrialization of the continent. To bring about the transformation we need, I propose 3 broad areas that we need to prioritize. First, there is the need for smart investments in critical infrastructure. As a continent, we need to produce and trade our way out of poverty and underdevelopment. And we cannot do that without investing in smart infrastructure across the continent. Whilst the last decades have seen some positive investments, there is the need for additional resources to finance the arteries for trade, which include the physical infrastructure such as roads, rail, and energy, digital infrastructure such as data centers to facilitate the digital transformation, and financial infrastructure to allow for integration of our financial markets. Second is to unleash the productive capacities across the continent. We must create platforms for knowledge brokerage and access to information on critical products and services on the continent to allow 445 million small businesses across the continent to plug into the value chains of these mega industries. We need to develop Africa into a manufacturing zone that will facilitate the trade of value-added products. These, in my view, will be critical to leapfrog Africa's industrialization and the enormous socioeconomic benefits.
Community mining scheme ni yesheshaya aban edi abase babebo ahwe amagalam se ye no ano abrase befa kwampa so aya memedwuma nketenkete a enkofo hawo ene yenimre bebo kwan so ama mabu anya bi aye na no ebi ene osoafo hwe sase no boade ne paso onimonyafo Samuel Abujinapo akwakoda no edi ewo bongo a eno ewo atifi apoye mantem no emu wakasadi tudwachem se wono ba behwe scheme ni so no enye adwumade emuwa.
For Shensas, Samuel Abadi and Paul, the Adrian, so Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Urmunyan for Samuel Abujinapo, and in some way, and to draw watch the moon say. Community mining scheme ye dikanya buying Adan with Dino. A quine of Baba Fason and ye day at Tigana this year maybe. Now woman so at Timiakwa Juma, or Fumabudio to a Nian Kumamu. Small scale mining industry no emu. A band sounds so near Juma, and umbet me to a say, or mind as Mike Garnamu. I decided I would do 24 when that scheme no, and it's all more normally upon for who do. DC Cratcher or Nananom Niatram Konya, one more honomo, and Conto Mampama no more say. Campaign a crona would to form a good year, a woman and patem hormono, or better than community nature fambia, a war woman or muye muno, woman de bema woman nothing so, woman afa mebuno, a word jumanim, woman so one shall say, and your mabakumi, nubia, one bet me at the aprim puntio, namani passatin and some swako ye, a one patem hornoma, and near corporate social responsibility programs no, or medium who be shame no ma prim puntio, at the amam potem chrono muye juma. wo hɔ no bongo na nomata nkonnwahene na baba salifu atamale wɔde ensɛm atudwa a wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ wei no ɔmbɛfa so paa no mabɔ akwanya de ato hɔ no mama maburu no anya adwuma yɛ wɔ mpatam hɔ no na fom agudie tuo nhyehyɛ bia na wɔso mu di so no wɔmmɛhwɛ no mu adi so pɛpɛɛpɛ abanyɛru aba wɔwɔ bongo mensikopon assembly num ɛyɛ rareta atanga ɔfa akwanya no so ɛbɔ aban no aba so yie papaapa.
We don't have to engage in mining activities in Upper East region in a manner that would degrade, that would destroy the landscape, and that would destroy the water bodies, and that would destroy the environment of Upper East. We cannot afford that. We cannot also construct a mining industry here in Upper East region which will not benefit the indigenes, the people of Upper East, who are the true owners of these resources. We must have a paradigm shift. And that paradigm shift will mean that we construct a mining industry here in Upper East, first of all, which has regard for the environment, which adheres to the strict and highest principles of the environmental protocols, which protects the environment, and which at the same time benefits the people of Upper East. President Akufo-Addo says the minerals we found here in the Upper East region, we must not exploit them the same way we exploited those in the southern part of our country and historically. We must do things differently so that it will bring benefit to the chiefs and people of Bongo in the Upper East region.
Mining by itself is not bad. It only becomes bad when you degrade the environment. And we are all aware of what has happened or taken place in this country as a result of Galamsey. So if today the government has given the authority that we can do community mining, responsible mining, that will not degrade the environment, why don't we cherish it? In the first place, I thank God, this is the only way that can save the people of Bongo from the poverty that has impoverished us.
We thank you, Minister, for giving our people the license to mine and mine responsibly. And this is an opportunity for the youth in Bongo to also make a living. Yes, our paramount chief mentioned, we all cannot do the white collar job. And this is a way we can also earn a living. So I urge everyone to be responsible when it comes to mining.
Oswafo abedi echire a wohwe ensase ene emu nipa so eba mining so a ehunfa ede na bamu eye ononyamfo George Mreku Duka woni government agencies a won mining sector mu no ahia to adwen ede afọ mo adwuma no ehun.
As a deputy minister responsible for mining, we need to mock our agencies, prepare them for the retreat ahead, and in doing so we have to be guided by the economic situation in the country. We cannot pretend as if we don't know what is going on, and we must also take into consideration the plight of Ghanaians. And that is why I urged the agencies under the mining sector to be mindful of cost effectiveness in their endeavors. Whatever you're embarking on, you must make sure that you consider cutting costs to mitigate the economic tension in the country, because we have to consider, even here, nobody is being given any allowance or motivation whatsoever. We need to sacrifice. It's time for us to sacrifice as Ghanaians and work tirelessly to serve our country. And that is the focus of this year, that whatever we do as a ministry or as an agency, we have to be mindful of costs, that it wouldn't add on to the cost implications in the country, but rather reduce it. Yes, allowances is one. Fuel has already been done, and commitment is also key, because if previously one is given an allowance to go or travel and the allowance is not more, he might relax. So costs in this sense is about commitment, how people could commit immensely to the service of this country, and that is what we're talking of. If previously we were using 2 vehicles to attend to a program. This time, let's use 1. Officers can join a bus of the ministry and attend programs. If there is the need for a Zoom meeting, we do so. So these are some of the gamut of measures we put in place to cut costs in the ministry.
Akwan ahodo aban ede ama contractor for so munye ewo Asante Mantemu no ene oso afo hwe akwan ne akwantimpon so munyamfo kosi amoako ata abo anan akọ Asante Mantemu akọhwe sadia contractor for no eye adwuma no afa okoye no kire mu se ampa adwuma no ekoso bi nso ewo fom enti omo hom so kakra.
No nyamfo kwasi amoako ata nkasa yemu no ene ose contract fo a womo ewo mbe ahodo a wokoye no wobo wabaso pa nam se ekwan a omoye no omaye ne kama pa na sede adwuma no esi etumpon ekowanim no eyade a ese na efata se woka asempa bi ede kire wo mo wo kire se Ghana ban ye MPP aban de wotu ne ho asi wo awiata so se obema omanfo kwampa ena afaso eno nso nti adehye ni bi wo baabi na omokwan nya eno kire se aban no enye omunya abotre munye gidie ewo aban num se sadie tie bia ebedru won so amom so mon kwan a asai no aban no aba besiesie ne kama ede ama wo mo emi ahodo a wokoye ne bi eye Kwabri East Asante Mampong ena afi ode nani kire atonsu kontra se kwan a eho ena omanfo efa ko ba bia lake wonti wo ye ne yie enam se ko hwe anim se so ye kwan ne yie a ebetimi atwe ahogwo ene mpo amanonefo bebre amomako ensrahwe ewo ho.
This should tell everybody, Tom, Dick and Harry in this country, of the massive road infrastructure work going on all over. And I believe that at the end of the day, Ghana will benefit. I'm also excited about the work going on here. Massive job, great job. The contractor is doing great job. And it's all aimed at opening this place up, because we know the great tourism potential that lies within the Busontwe district. And we are going to make sure that this road is completed in record time, and all other ancillary facilities, I'm sure will be put up.
Asante Mantem Swafo no nyafo Simon Oseimensa enso kasafa abosomtwe kwanya enye ho ene sede ne dwuma wodie se Mantem Swafo no ya na etaye akwanside edema no.
This road has never seen such a massive improvement since independence. I think the first one was done by the late Dr. Busia, who constructed the first bitumen surface road up to the lake. And I thank God that it's the same UP or MPP government that has come to give us a massive improvement on the road. Those within Ashanti region, you know how we've been insulted up to date. Every day, the regional chairman who to me is from Busontwe. The education minister is from Busontwe. The regional minister is from Busontwe. I hope that maximum in the next 1 year, this issue will be a thing of the past.
Dr. Yao Osei Edutum, Emrasebe Jania Obosomtwe Batompesia so, enso ene nsamtrofo etwetwe nkomosi.
We are grateful to the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for keeping faith with the people of Osomtwe. He came here during the campaign. He told us what he was going to do, and he has delivered. And today we are here, of course. You see, if you look at the machinery and the equipment and all the things that are going on here, you cannot but say we are grateful.
I was a 4-year chair home abasisia.
eto akase bono eso akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ kambuko ɛwɔ my Ghana mu se ɛde atodwa akyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ musika bi aban ɛte wɔ no mo senko de bɛbɔ mu daakye akwa ma bi no ɛho atua no akɔ den sɛska no yɛ Ghana Education Service Occupational Pension Scheme a ɛnkɛsɛ aban no ɛhwɛ tua mo ɛde free Controller and Accountant General's Department na ɛso bɛpem sambre no sika no ɛmayɛ ɔmo kyerɛ mu sɛ aban ɛyɛ March bosom mfiempim mienu ne aduonu mienu de no wotua no general bosomi ɛwɔ afiwese mu a ɛkyerɛ mu sɛ ɛniɛma ɛnkɔyie kura ɔmo keka sika ni nada ɛbɔ mu no yade bi ekwa ni mu yɛ pa ɛyɛ 433,379,819 Ghana cedis 90 pesos ɔmo sɛ sika na etwa fata sɛ aban etua de mo anya saa na yɛbɔ ewura febo abosomi no awie na ɔmo nte hwimfa aban no nkyɛ de a ɛne obetu ɔmo hofo enti brebra ma amane ma aban hwɛ na wontua sika no ɛmo ɔmo firi sɛ yɛ ntentu hyehyɛ ya wɔn ɔmo kɔ apam adu ɔmo nsa ɛhyɛ nkrata ase ɛwɔ ho.
For yet wakasi bono eso Accra Metropolitan Assembly AMA one makasa ede atudwase nyame eya doma March bosumi edi enimia no kwan a wo mo fa so gege wo mo eto no wo mo de abefo de kakra ebebrewrem se de beya ebetumi aboa ma obi a wontua AMA to no watumi atua na afen so sika no beka wo nsa etura bia ya na hwiegu ema meduru wonom ekofese mu nyina no wo befa sa akwa no so na afi wo matwetwam na aboa ama AMA wo motumi de eto a wo mo gege no aye adwuma yi.
Accra Metropolitan Assembly nimpanifo ekyire mu amfinhia adodo ni na kyerɛ sɛ kwan yom fa so omji sika empo no wɔn ekɔ adwaman so kɔtete ticket ahodo no ade mmemme adwadifo no kyerɛ sɛ enipa bi ebewie kyɛ na ebi nso traffic ticket ɛde fa mu a na sika no afa nkrɔfo bi nsa ase a emma meka Mensi Kropon Assembly no ensa na ɛno ɛna wɔn se ɛnto ase yɛ mmɔmfɛnwura March bosomi mu wɔ mfiepini ne aduonu miɛnsa mu de na wɔn ɛde wɔn dwumadie nsɛm ni nyinaa ne ticket ni nyinaa wɔn de ne titie ni nyinaa ɛbɛkɔ abɛfo kwanso digital na kyese wo mu atimi anya sika Mensi Kropon Assembly ni benya na ne ode abɔman no ho bra no de kokobonsam akɔ ede amomo a wo mu efa kuntuna ase na ne omu traffic ticket egu mu de madwadifo ni nyina so wo mu nya saade no wo mu ye no anya sa Mensi Kropon Assembly no ebo mu so gidigidi pa wo mu zoa wo mu nenti nka fom wo mu bema mmra ene wo maka pa ma kyese wo mbedwene ho a wo mu enti ase Mami Elizabeth Saki din nsɛm tudwa no ene wo kyerɛ mu sɛ sabre yi a wo mu enya nkɔ na abɛfo digital kwan so yi die ene na kyerɛ sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ wo mu di ticket foforo eba no wo mba beton ede madwadifo ɛno no ɛbɛhyɛ ase ayɛ adwuma adwuade ya edi anim nti adwadifo no ɛnhyɛ ne nsompa yie ɛmfa ɛma wɔnom Mami de nsɛm we nyina no tudwa ɛbrɛ the special revenue mobilization drive hyehyɛ so ɛwɔ enkran ɛne ne dwaman so
the whole revenue na this time round no nipa bia ɛmfa nisa ɛnkɔ gisika wo yɛ wɔ court sa yaye so wo betua agu use that code na we tua se na ye mobile phone ni eyi money transfer no to wotua na beto yenye account mo na ma alert on your phone na enu no ama we hu se ya gi atum ye gi but se se dey sensitizing crowd ama wo mate ase se very soon no na beba na ticket no kra no ye ntom biom ya be ka kire mma ni nyina se from henceforth no a ticket way eno na man nyina enhwe kwan hologram wo so na wo mu enhwe because ye be check ticket no ye be hwe ticket no won se bebre wo ho a enye original ebi mu kra ye fake enti na ye adwin se ye be chim market no mu akọ na ya mo bia ti ase se fiti eneko a ye ka se that blue ticket ninya ekeka ho na ya withdraw nyina.
Director of Budget Accra Metropolitan Assembly Orua Noble Achu Ahadi ede ensem tudwa efa kwan a assembly no ehwe sikadwutwidie enam sa fake ticket no a dipabonfo bi etwagu mu enti.
We putting the system in place, we doing the sensitization to get everything set, then we will take off fully. And that is the only way to go because we realize that with the revenue mobilization, we have a lot of interest. People have a lot of interest and they're doing their own thing, making their own money. And we as AMA, we are in debt. So the way to block most of those loopholes is to go digital, where they may not be able to do some of the things they are doing.
Na krata free atenyekese mu abamorua Eugene Ahina ohwenkita odie so no ena ne nsahase na krata ne mu nsem nada ene se eye Air Vice Marshal eye Frank Hansen dwumedi obediye se Chief of Air Staff no abawiye enunti aban ejina emra ne hyehyeye so a enu ye 1992 constitution so abo eye Air Vice Marshal Frederick Asari akwasi bekwedin se omra meye Chief of Air Staff eni dwumedi no ehye fiti enne ye General da etoso aduonu ensia ochirema na Ghana mampanyin na Nadu Dankwa Akufo-Addo edi aseda eni kabea ema Owura Hansen so oje penie beye adwuma esum asra dom no adwumakuo no na wotu ni husi wo no moba afode de gi omai Ghana nkwa na waye adwuma a waponye ya wakwakoje na home yidie wosira no kusekuse sede wo ye bia ne Yakopon onto ni nhira emu ne so opanyin so a waba oba beye adwuma no so mana kwaba na ogidiye wareshimu mapaso beye adwuma ni ye ama asra dom no anim apeja na afenso onbebo Ghana ho bai anopa awia ene anajo
yet wakase bono eso area coordinators a won wo MPP amanyoko ni mu ewo akotia abato mpesua so apue mantemu no wom na desede ato MPP national chairman and afenso eye MPP mrashibedwafo anim ebi nsusu kra de ato eye omanpena na Dankwa Akufo-Addo anim se ni di mu adase nkebeye ya polling station and afenso electoral area coordinators and constituency election ekoso no wo mu ntwam se de be ya ebeboa party no na mentimi ho asibia enje adwa entina so ewomo
NPP adehye bia onwo akwatia wo kire mu se no wo nhya dante wo ho ase ewo nuama ba ko mienu bia eyi ni ti ewo polling station ne constituency elections a ekoso ewo akwatia mpatam ho no no na enam so a ema wo mo ekokọ samina party no ewo Kofodua high court ho no mo se court no emfa so ento polling station ne constituency elections a wonde hye so ni nyina na afenso ensunsuanso bia no a efiri mu eba ye no so no wo mo emmo ni nyina entungu nkase ensi kura na sa abato no amaso kura NPP amanyoko no kopie mu wo court no kwadu boyi asafo yi edebo wo mo no nyade a wonum esan wo mo no ewo ho kra wo mo agitwumu se no kre nanso nso we ya fisem enti ebe ya court no nya mu no mo ankasa mfa asem ne nkofie na ne wo mo enkonkoka wa bra mo gina amanyoko MPP na mra pon no ne NPP constitution ne so no mo ahwe ede aka asem ne pepepe enti enam so ema amanyoko NPP mpanifo no esi gina yesa saade ya regional executives wo mabato no mo de share so ewa kwatia no wo mo ensan ento ni nyina biem na sansensem ya mu na kasamafo de ma kwatia NPP area coordinators Owura Imanu Okusi wode kwadubo eko ede ama party ni members ni bia wo kire mu se ebi campaign ye ede ma NDC 2020 parliamentary candidate ni bi na sa candidate ni di ntwonti we sasafo ni bia san brechi aba wo mu nchi no mo ba be prepositions ahodo ewo NPP amanyoko ma no mo kire nso wo no na se na amben ni nyina nso etia NPP amanyoko na mra empanifo ntie wo mo anya sa ne ebo ye de tia wo 2020 di ko 2021 mu no ebi ene be san ba beja NPP amanyoko no eso
ebi no my campaigning against the party I crowd say obetake positions enunti ye ka kire chairman Jeff say decision na o take ye na anas of fire say yankoto aba no wanye papa amakotia ye busa o say ahifo no betra ye veti no hwan ana omfra na o ye veti fi say ye won semo a ye twa vetting committee say o mo ba ya de be ma wo mo edi adanse say when qualify obi biara obedi party ni hwamo obefri party no achi akodi candidate bi achi I were independent and now we another political party no one one person lose no membership
na no ene wo mom kokko apai bi nso e kire mu sesempanifo antio mu asopam no motokoso e ma ne ekoso no koso de ene na eye constituency elections o mo hwe ani mu se February boso me de to so du ba konfie pene ne aduonu miensa wo mo e de betintim so no wo mo so wo mo emfo mo hwem
mi gira wo me kwa be so mi twabe me ne nam krofo afuom na ya ye adwuma na ye yie na aka fie mienu mi ebeto aba na mo si ye nsa ankofa wo mo kodi wo kwa wiachi no ane ye ma prayer na cha se entwa yie no percent tokwa ane party ni no mu gu no
bidindi na yi se o se ade ye skirt and blouse e dey say 2000 kokan NDC for de homa omunya 19000 na no mom wutie wo more than omo a omutimi gina ho ye adwuma ma MPP na wo see eno na wo pese wo promise nti wo be ye de a me ka no kura kire wo say enne akwatia city no wo de che
oma ye no omo na mo no ebi koye na nanie okoyonie ebi nso bo obmam kme e di se yenkwoto ma na nane nto mo okoyo
ye be say Jeff na just be party na yes ye boa no wa say party ni preko ni akunu because omo ba power omo didi ye ni do party ni ye de adwumade na ye
Tafo abaya resabie wo Asante Mantam no aban de nsa kokan bibi on mo so wosie na eye baabi a wosidi ama emma ombekwa awoso ede age omo nkwa aban de nsa kokan bepim samre no akansensimu eno nti ahemfo no akasa de atodwa se kwaku yesra wada brabaye dan yima ye na emma no enkwa awoso no omo enfom ba na afi so ayaresabia no biemu kakramaye
Tafo Traditional Council HRS niema bi a ekoso ewo aban ayaresabia Tafo aye friend Tafo Government Hospital omoni enye ho omo echiremu a eye 60 bed capacity maternity and children block bi a omo AC no eye ade a anwe ne se a aka obi a enye na Ghana mampanyini dada onimonyamfo John Ajekum Kofo na presso na o share sa ampotu dwuma ebepim sa amre eye ade a sa maternity block no omo enwie a esiwo ayaresabia no eho echire ne yi aban bi obeba bia no enya ade a wo eto saa adwumadie so eno na nanama trakunyo omo Tafo ekire se niema ekoso Tafo Government Hospital omo ani enje kura aban enkeka ne ho animanim ya na saa maternity block no wo embeye enam so ema nana agin frimpon abebio a wo Tafo ehene ekire nsemu sei
asem bi wo ha Tafo man pa edie benti ne ebesi hospital na yeni maternity ayiwo enkoda ne edwo nkyekere wo man na baby aye ko wo nkoda yi ye nya baby pa nwo na de na esi nti hospital ne maternity ayi de obi nka nkere yese ye nhwe ne yi na emfie por aduonu sa hospital yi ye ntumi nye ho bibia ma ne nye yi enye sa ye ka ya no atum ye ka enso obi ntie ye ede be mpa na ekoso ntie nye sika enfa nwie sa adwuma na ye ntumi nsi be pimonne mfie aduonu eya awro hosem pa ye ka chira aban sa ye te hospital asedia ana ye te apomudene bia ye wo ho adwuma dia menyini se nka ne ma be kosa de ekono yesre no se be bia sika hye biara no onko pe bi no mfamra na yentumi enwie se adwumadie yentumi nwie
eno echi medical superintendent Tafo Government Hospital Dr. Kwame Ajiman one youth in some 12 twetwe nkomo eno wo kire se saa maternity block na aka no aha ayaresabia na pa
ade titru ha adwen ne space a yedi patients no ebegu na yahwe wo mo children's ward is a females ward is nothing to talk about. Males ward also the same thing. We have a bed capacity of 56 for the whole Tafo populace, which is woefully inadequate. And so we are. Abreso asenka womu we down we so anka yebenya mpa bebre. We have the doctors, we have the nurses. We are twem no so mo kwakoje bosia bi aba be we project no. But up to now said oba contract across any site. And chance your boss so many years ago 82 fisher board well proper to the places dilapidating and the career strap by an senka unchenani emehena unwie sadan yimaye
ewi abusuafo ne ha na mreme ekwan ama UTV anwumre kase bo yede ne nyina asie yede mu nyina ase ama mumo ene hwa anya adomidin ade afia ade twumwa mrosa mene
Ekuya ejiwa kodi asadan koma se wa kluse on e share matade na classy trend